Most of my crypto has just been like very like in the weeds on the ground, like aping shit, finding like good plays, trying to make returns. Like
Yeah.
that's more what I've been thinking about.
You gotta hook me up, NASJAQ.
Yeah, but I'm done with that. I'm done with that, man. I'm tired of crypto. I want to come back to hard tech because I made my money and now it's time to like focus on the longer term things instead of just
You
like
can
the
offload
one
all your
minute thing.
all your trading tactics with me. And then no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I think it's especially hard at, you're so young, but and so I think doing it especially in the bull cycle, and if you can make a lot of money, like it's almost
I
stupid
mean,
not to.
so,
It's
so
like,
S
yeah,
I was just gonna say, like, the people that that I was working with in crypto, group chats are the best place to be, like, that's how you do it, and the
mhm,
group chats that I'm in, I mean, they're founders of hard tech startups, like, of companies, and, like, they are not crypto people, but they're doing it because the timeline of hard tech is, like, 10 years out, man,
yeah,
and so you're paying yourself, like, nothing. You have
yeah,
equity, but it's 10 years out, or you could make money short term. And it's a really hard thing. And I think a lot of people that could build really interesting hard
I know,
tech are
I know.
going into crypto, and
That
that sucks.
that sucks. That worries me a lot and doesn't seem healthy or good. That along with like, it feels so like tech feels so self-referential and kind of indulgent, decadent right now. It's like you have some crazy blown out C round, and then you raise a Series A, and then you like sell a bunch of shares, and you have like a fund while you have your company,
Yeah,
and like it's like this stuff doesn't really work. And then the company obviously sputters out,
yeah,
and then like you stop doing the fund because the management fees are so good, and like it's just weird, man. And there's
yeah.
a lot of it going on, and if you're, like, good enough of a bullshitter, you can, like, do all of that in no short order,
People
and,
aren't just raising money and then selling secondaries and then
I
cashing
know,
out and then
I
starting a
know.
new one.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. It feels really unhealthy.
And so that's why it's got to burst. And that's why I think focusing on angel investing in people who are just obsessed with their idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's where it comes in.
and another way I'd put it, and you're positioned really well in this paradigm, is in investing, you have different functions. You have an attractor function, your initial top of the funnel deal flow. You have a decision function, like, did I make the right sort of decision here? I think the decision function matters not at all anymore. Or it matters like sort of it's important. Like you obviously have to make the right decision, but just making the right decision, as long as like a critical amount of other capital knows about the deal that you're going to make the right decision on, you're still going to it's going to get priced out, and the IRR is like not going to be great. So like all of a sudden, like your correct decision of being directionally long Stripe starts to get really shitty at like 175 billion market
Yeah.
cap or whatever, where it's like, dude, you're paying up too much. And so really the attractor function is where I think you differentiate like your top of the funnel deal flow. And so I always think like the most underrated investors generate serendipity really well. And that's why it's this like really hard to replicate sort of ephemeral thing. And we actually had this author named Sebastian Mallaby who wrote a book called The Power Law in our office. And he was sort of like, he was kind of making fun of that implicitly. He was like, I was asking all these great VCs like Mike Moritz, all these videos, amazing people, like, how do you do what you do? And you would get these like hokey anecdotal answers of like, like I'd meet people at coffee shops or like, I like whatever. But it kind of is that. It's like, it's this weird thing where I think the best investors just generate like these like almost magical like run-ins with like the right people, and they
Yeah.
seem to do it over and over again, and they like bond with them, and it's like amazing friendship forms, and then they invest.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna work really well on a go forward basis. And then the decision function thing, like I just got this decision right, matters less and less because capital is just getting super commoditized.
Mhm. That's is see, the hard thing about that is that you have to choose a city then. You have to go to Miami and be like,
Mhm.
"Okay, I'm gonna bump into people." Or,
Right.
then the more, I guess, modern answer is like, "Okay, I'm gonna shitpost on Twitter." And so this is why all the VCs are this is why Mark Andreessen is now shit
I
posting
know.
on Twitter.
I saw
Uh,
I remember, like, his first shit post, and it was like, "Oh, you've made the, like, Elon decision." Like, you somewhere, like, you came to the conclusion that this stuff works better
yep,
and earnestness doesn't, and you're leaning into that. But
yep.
man, I fucking hate Twitter. I just I just like, it's just like this, like, narcissism of small differences, like, toxic war zone between people who, like, they're so similar ultimately, like, and then they just hate each other, and it's just snarky, and it's like all these cheap shots across the bow that, like, I don't know, it just feels negative and bad. And then ironically also it feels like counterproductive as a country because, like, I remember being on Clubhouse and, like, you have, like, this API that Clubhouse uses called Agora, which is like a Chinese API, and, like, all this stuff that, like, US thought leaders are thinking, you're just ending up on, like, CCP servers. And, like, Twitter's kind of like that, where literally you're putting your ego ahead of, like, what the right, like, actual strategy to employ is.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I hope you guys enjoyed that clip. I have more clips on the channel, and the full podcast is linked in the description. And I got some more cool interviews coming soon. So I'll see you guys in the future. Peace.